Hello and welcome to this mid-morning, late morning taste challenge. We have two bourbon whiskey products. Not either one of them is well known. Well, 10 High is sort of known. Nice cream color. This is the 10 High previous edition. Apparently this is out of production, but you never know with Sazerac. But this is Sour Mash 10 High Kentucky bourbon whiskey, a blend. So it's a blended bourbon. It is bottled by Bourbon Distilling Company in Kentucky and Los Angeles. It's 80 proof. There's a code on the bottle, but I can't figure it out. It's 0320-8312120:53. 20 hours, 53 minutes. I guess I got that part. 8:53 p.m. But the rest, I don't know what I'm looking at. Okay, but anyway, I know the bottle's a little bit old. Established 1879, Kentucky Sour Mash. No, it was not established in 1879. Hiram Walker was established in 1879, and that company was purchased by Bourbon Distilling, and Bourbon Distilling was purchased by the Sazerac Company, okay? There was a Hiram Walker distillery in Canada, but it was demolished, I think, around 1991 because it was so outdated, and they didn't want to pay what it was going to cost more to renovate it than it was going to be worth to, it would cost less to build a new distillery than to renovate this old 1800s equipment. It was kind of like Dixie Brewing Company, New Orleans, a beer company. Dixie Brewing. I went there a month before Hurricane Katrina, July 2005, and the brewmaster, was showing me around the distillery, and we were tasting the Dixie on draft out the wall. It was taps coming out the wall, and he was saying, "See all this equipment?" And it was really old. He said it's from 1907 when the distillery opened. Looked like it hadn't been cleaned since then. But he said, and you could see the guys bringing the equipment around, the big cypress barrels where they aged the Dixie beer. He said, when this stuff breaks, and he said, it's always going to break. You're going to have equipment failure. He says, we can't get a replacement. We can't go say, well, we need another whatever from 1907. He said, no, it has to be handmade. So the company couldn't afford it, but it didn't matter because Katrina damaged the distillery so much. I mean, the brewery so much, and then the looters stole all the copper. So now there's a new brewery, but we won't talk about them. Okay. But the reason I brought that up, that was the similar case with this Hiram Walker distillery. It was too old, and they didn't. It's a shame though, because a lot of that equipment could be like collectible, except it was demolished by machines probably. Maybe some people took some stuff. Craig Swinson says, I'm rooting for 10 High. Okay. So that's 10 High. And I bought this yesterday. New bottle. Well, I mean, it's an old bottle, but it was new, never opened. And it was covered with dust, caked with dust. I said, look at this nasty looking thing. So I brushed the dust off, and then I came home and took warm water and washed it down. Got it looking nice again. Never faded, never peeled. The label never peeled. It was back in the backs behind the other bottle, so the light never faded the red. So it looks brand new. It looked like a brand new bottle, even though it's like 10 years old. Okay. I wanted it because the 10 Highs that you find at the store now are different. Got a different label. It's a different composition. Okay. So I thought it would be interesting to find what's no longer made, or which we think is no longer made. But like I say, you never know about Sazerac. I'm going to see if my friend David wants to try this. He's pretty interested in trying stuff, so he probably would want to try it. Okay, this is Royal, another oddball thing, even more odd. There's a crown above the Royal, crown, Royal. Yeah, right. That's going to fool people. So the crown, finest made. It's, Kentucky has a king, right? The king of Kentucky. Oh, wait a minute. Kentucky's a state, has a governor. No king. So that doesn't make sense. Got a royal blue. Looks nice. Royal blue. Kentucky bourbon whiskey with natural flavors. Bottled by Kentucky's Distilling Company, Bardstown, Kentucky. No age statement. So we know, now this one says 4 years. So right there. 4 years or more old. But if a whiskey doesn't have an age statement, it's also at least 4 years old by law. So this one's at least 4, probably not a day older than that. I found this at a liquor store in Houston, Texas. Houston, Texas. Never seen it in Louisiana. Might exist. Hadn't seen it. It was $7.99. This bottle was $9.99. $9.99, $7.99. But I'm going to say the price is the same because you could shop around and you go to 10 stores and 5 of them, the Royal would be higher, and 5, the 10 higher would be higher, right? So the store I bought this from, they tend to be a little higher, you know, like their prices are a bit more expensive than other stores. But I found it. Nobody else had it. All right. They only have the current 10 high if they have that. Went by Walmart this morning, no 10 high. They got it out the store. Get it out of here. And then they closed it out, Jack Daniel's Tennessee Straight Rye. Don't know why. They got Jack Daniel's Tennessee Rye. They're selling it for $11 a bottle. True story. I bought mine for $11.98. $11 a bottle. I didn't buy any more. I don't need any more, but they got 2 bottles left. So if you live by a Walmart that sells liquor, go there. You might find the Jack Daniel's on a closeout. Jack Daniel's Rye, $11. My friend found it at his Walmart in Jefferson Parish. So I never saw anybody buying that stuff. I never hear anybody talking about it. I guess it just failed. You know, been on the market 6 years and tastes mighty nice, but I guess people are not interested in it. So what can you do? Can't do anything. All right. So Royal. It's listed on the website in the sense that they list the bottle sizes and the proof. That's it. There's nothing about, the exquisite bouquet of Royal and none of that stuff. And they have it listed under their blended whiskey, and it's called Royal Spirit Blend on their, technical specs or their, it's called specifications. Product specification. But I don't think it's a blended whiskey. I don't think it's a 51% straight bourbon, 49% grain neutral spirits. I just think it's a regular bourbon that they add in flavor into it because that's what the bottle says. And if it's a blend, they have to put, I know the regulation, it says if it's a blended whiskey, blended bourbon, it has to say 2 things. It could say blended bourbon whiskey, or it can say with bourbon whiskey, a blend. It tells you right there. It can be stated 2 ways, but this doesn't say that. This doesn't say that. It says bourbon whiskey with natural flavors, which is illegal to add flavor into bourbon, but there it is because it's a distilled spirit specialty, they'll call it. So you say, well, then it's not really illegal. Exactly. It's not really, it's illegal, but it's not because you can get it. There it is. You're looking at it. It's in my hand. It's in my hand now. See? So a lot of these regulations have so many loopholes. King of the Dots. Gary says, glad you're on. You're on. You mean Y-O-U-R apostrophe. All right, but that's right. Glad you're on. The second Thomas show was in the news today. Thomas Gilbert, who was in the first fleet sailing the Charlotte to Botany Bay, first prisoners. Okay. All right. So the current 10 high is described this way, like this Royal. It says bourbon whiskey with natural flavors. Illegal, but except that it's not because you can buy it at all kind of stores. Okay. We won't get into that too deep, but that really is the story on it. Okay. Is this the natural color? Is it really that amber, that deep copper? Yeah, sure. Sure it is. And I'm saying that sarcastically because if you read your regulations, the government says that blended bourbon may have natural color added, and it may have natural flavoring added, not to exceed 2.5% of the volume. I think it says 2.5%. And it's got to be safe, harmless natural flavors. And it does not have to be disclosed. If they want to disclose it, fine. If they don't have to. Now, let's take this into account. It does not say blended bourbon has got to have natural flavors or color added. It doesn't say that. It doesn't say it must have color and flavoring. It say it may have it. It's allowed, not required. So maybe this isn't colored. Maybe it isn't flavored. We'll never know, but it's not required. But it's allowed. Now, if you get straight bourbon, no way. Impossible. Cannot have coloring or flavoring added. If you get bottled and bond bourbon, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way. What if you just get a bottle of something that says bourbon? Like, say you might buy, I found Chablis bourbon from Rhode Island, from a distillery. It's called Rhode Island Strange Spirits Distillery, and it's Chablis bourbon. And all it says on the bottle is bourbon, 80 proof. Well, then it will not have flavoring added because it would have to disclose that, so it wouldn't have it. All right. Anyway, one of the first convicts immediately started brewing beer, Squire in Boston. Squire stole hops and got 150 lashes. Then grew his own. Okay, everything is being knocked off. Why not bourbon? Why not? Okay, I put something in Rock and Roll Club about the Who stealing somebody else's music. I ain't saying they stole it. I'm just saying it's kind of strange that there's a song called Green Tambourine from 1967. And if you listen to Go to the Mirror from 1969 by The Who, you'd be saying, wait a minute, hold on, Jack. It's a little strange. St. Valentine's Day. Oh, that's cute. St. Valentine. Apparently, from my reading Catholic literature, St. Valentine was a number of different people named Valentine. During the days of the Roman Empire, it wasn't really just one person, and they were all like killed by the Romans. So they didn't really want to focus on that because they couldn't really necessarily verify who these people were. That's from my recollection. I hadn't studied that in years. You see. What's the Rock and Roll Club? Am I invited? Everybody's invited if they can act right. It's on Facebook. It's a group, Rock and Roll Club. We post songs or photos about rock and roll people. Some people don't understand it's not really a strict club. Like, there's not strict rules, but some people seem daft, like they don't understand. I was like, don't put birthdays. Please don't put birthdays. Because every day there'd be like 5 or 6 postings like, happy 37th birthday, Mowgli Gaga. Happy 53rd birthday, Jeff Dinsies. Oh, you don't have Facebook. Oh, Fakebook, yeah. So, no, we don't want birthdays. And no crazy anniversaries like, 47 years ago today, this album came out. Who cares if it was 47 years ago today? If it's a good anniversary, like 25 years ago, okay, that makes sense. 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, even 20 years ago. But this business about, 27 years ago today, this album came out and nobody bought it. Okay, that's great. All right. And, you can post one photo, rock and roll photo of somebody, and we'll probably like it. You can post rock and roll music. 2 songs a day, no more, because some people are like fanatics. They'll post 27, 29 songs a day because they might be, they be up late at night drinking. That's probably what's going on. They drinking and they're listening to music and they post them one after the other. It's like, ain't nobody going to listen to all that. A, nobody's going to listen to it. And B, nobody ever heard of the Podunks. And they're really not going to listen to it, So 2 songs a day, and we'll listen to it. I have listened to every song in the group, unfortunately. And it has to be rock and roll music. Somebody posted a country music song the other day. He's like, I guess this is really country music. I'm like, I think it is. So I said, they got a lot of good country music groups on Facebook, I bet you. He deleted it. I didn't see it later. I was going to delete it myself. And I wasn't ugly about it. I didn't say, get this off our group. How dare you do that? I didn't do that. It's just, it's like they have craft beer groups, Facebook craft beer groups. Well, I'm not dumb enough to go post Miller High Life in a craft beer group. But some people do it just to be aggravating. They know it's not craft beer. They're just doing it to aggravate and incite people. There's no point to that, except the point is to be obnoxious, so we don't want that. All right. This could be a taste challenge, and I mean a real challenge, I gotta say. Get a little more light on the subject. Okay. Southern Comfort. Would I post a photo of Southern Comfort in a straight bourbon group? I doubt that, since it's not straight bourbon, and it's not even bourbon. So here's a tip. Use good sense. Smells like sweet corn. Maybe a little bit of honey top white bread crust, like those scotches. It tastes. I ain't tasted it yet. Smells pretty simplistic. No, it doesn't smell bad. So that's the thing about these low-end products. If you listen to the critics, the self-proclaimed geniuses, they'll tell you that it's undrinkable, it's trash, it tastes like gasoline and glue, airplane glue. Of course, they always say that, and it's a nightmare. It's absolutely horrendous. But really, it's none of those things. It just kind of basic. They're not that great. They all right. And that's probably why they're $9.99. But to get on the internet with all this histrionics, all this hysteria talking about this, that, and the other thing, come on, man. Well, this smells more like vanilla, like just vanilla and a little oak. Do you toke? I'm 1 toke over the line, Gary. 1 toke over the line. Your persnicketyness is what makes you great. Fact. I agree with that. You're telling Americans to use good sense. I would hope they would. I'm not telling them to. I'm just asking them to. Taste time, folks. Let's get to it. We got a short time to go and a long way to get there. Oh, well, guess what? This tastes like vanilla. This tastes like some kind of corn. Sweet corn, of course, you know that. And it tastes like a little char. Hey, you want to drink a bourbon product? You notice I say bourbon product. You want to taste a bourbon product with a strong vanilla flavor, like candy? It tastes like candy. This might be one for you. Let's go over here. This one tastes like candy too. It just doesn't taste like vanilla candy. It tastes like candy corn. Everybody's favorite Halloween candy to hate. You know, everybody always hating on it. I don't like candy at all anyway. I don't like any kind of candy. I like chocolate bars, which is not the same as candy, which is like candy sugar or something. But I know Americans say candy bar, but in England they do really hate that. They hate when Americans call chocolate bars candy bars. They're not candy bars. They're chocolate bars. No, I mean. So they're not cookies. They're not cookies. And they don't even say it right. Like they'll criticize. Those Americans, those blokes say cookie. It's not a cookie. It's a digestive biscuit. Well, we don't call them cookies. I never heard anybody go to the store and say, I'm going to buy some cookies. I never in my life heard any American say they go into the store and buy some cookies or eat some cookies and milk. They say cookies. And no one says digestive biscuit. No one eats hot cross buns. Oh dear. Oh dear. And all that rot. You're an Anglophobe. You're an Anglophobe. I'm not necessarily an Anglophobe. Okay. Would y'all like to taste two products that taste like sugar water? Because they taste like sugar water. But it's damn good sugar water. Reminds me of victory. That one over there has more of a bourbon flavor. What I mean is that you get a little charred oak, a little vanilla, and not a whole lot more. Okay, let's see. They changed UFO to UAPs. Why? I don't know. Maybe they were wanting to copyright it or trademark it or something. I don't know. I don't know. But they assured us they're not from outer space. Now, anytime the government assures you of something, then you know the answer. Okay, that they're quite obviously from outer space. Okay, deep space, most probably. And the most rickety objects too came from some galaxy. And they can get shot down by a jet. Well, if you can go to the moon in a basically a tuna fish can, you've seen those contraptions that they went to the moon. If you can go to the moon in a tin foil, you know, a can wrapped with tin foil, aluminum foil, I guess you can go from a far galaxy and come to the Earth in a rickety contraption and get shot down. But I bet you they'd be scared if they go up in space and or up 40,000 feet in the air and they see these unidentified foreign projects or whatever they call it, UABs or United Arab Emirates or whatever they call them, uh, Central African Federations things, and it starts going dun 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 dun. They'd probably be scared then, you know. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, they'd be terrified. All right. They'll probably go and say that there was some kind of a plague outbreak and there'll be cows everywhere knocked out and people all passing out. But it'd just be sleeping gas that they're giving everybody sleeping gas because they're all trying to get to Devil's Mountain, Devil's Tower, and they'd be making Devil's Tower out of mashed potatoes. It'd be very strange. Okay, and the mailboxes be flipping open. All right. Um, and a voice. They like you because you're still alive, and they have plans for you. No, no. Okay. Would I buy either one of these on purpose? Well, I mean, I don't buy any whiskey on purpose. I just buy them for taste challenges. But I mean, but in a theoretical sense, I mean, I don't think I would buy them on purpose. And I don't think anybody else is buying them on purpose. Okay, as evidenced by what I've been seeing in the store, like no movement in years. The one in my right hand is just like a little flatter. I don't mean it's flat like carbonation flat. Like this, the taste is flatter. Like it's kind of blah, not like blah, like it's gross, but blah, like nasty, blah, like bland. You know what I mean? Like just humming, like a hum, like a dial tone on a phone. Not bad. It's not offensive. Nah. If you say, not me, Jack, I'm a drinker. I want to get the cheapest whiskey I can and mix it with RC Cola or Tahitian Treat. That's a that's a brand. That's like an off brand from Coca-Cola, Tahitian Treat. It's not like Delaware Punch. It's Tahitian Treat. I kid you not. Saw it. Big brand too. No, I think it's from 7 Up. I said I got to research Tahitian Treat. Okay, well, why are you paying that much? Why are you paying $7.99 for a bottle? Because you could buy. Okay, you say you gotta have whiskey. Oh no, no vodka for me. Okay, you gotta have whiskey. Okay, fine. Why not go to Walmart and get Caliber Canadian blended whiskey? $10.96 for a handle. $10.96 for a handle. Yes, you heard correctly. You can get a regular size bottle for $5.96, but you're gonna come out ahead buying the handle. It's an interesting product, to say the least. But I bought 2 bottles for $5 each. I'm talking about handles. Yes, you heard me right. Handles. I can show you the bottle. It's in the closet. Anybody want to see it? I'll show it to you. I can prove it. $5. They had it on closeout at Rouse's. I don't know what that was about, but I bought it. I'm going to give the edge to this one, and I think this is the 10 high. Is it way better? Well, I don't know about way better, but it's a bit better. And I'm going to say 10 high for the win. Please be 10 high. I'm scared. Oh, you. It's the Royal. Boy, these little, these inexpensive products just drive me nuts. I got it wrong this morning at dawn. I got the 10 high current version mixed up with the 10 high blended. I got, the flavored mixed up with the blended. Oh man, and I got you telling me the Royal one? Are you telling me that the Heaven Hill atrocity one, this thing that I saw lurking in the dark corners of Houston? Actually, it was a nice liquor store. I can't say too much. But okay, Heaven Hill, you got me now. I did not want Heaven Hill to win because I'm always dogging on Heaven Hill, talking bad about them. But here they come, outflanking me just like it. Who was that? General Gallieni at the Battle of the Marne in 1914, in September 1914. I got outflanked. Oh, woo. I feel like Von Kluck. All right. I'm not even reading some of these comments. I will definitely buy What Wins Here. I just asked Google where Cuddy Dark is. They gave me a map of London. It's ever Cuddy Sark. Okay. Heaven Hill is underrated. So you're a great war buff. I don't know about a buff. I know a little bit about it. You know, but oh well, let me get off of this because I got a lot of thinking to do. I got a lot of things to work out in my head now. You know how you feel? I feel worse than that. Can't believe I got this wrong. I thought I had it, and I didn't have it. Well, just goes to show you when you expect the worst, you may not get the worst. Royal, you did it again. This ain't the first time Royal has got me thrown for a loop. This secret weapon, this insidious secret weapon of the illicit bourbon world. How dare you show up on my tasting and win again? I take great offense to it, and I'm unanimous in that. Great lunch conversation. Thank you. Oh, yes, the Great War. I did a video. I did a 3-part series. Who was responsible for the outbreak of World War One? But it's an hour each video. Royal Punch Bowl. Nina Yo says, "Yeah, punch me right in my face," and that's not right. So, well, 10 high. I'm sorry for y'all because I thought this was a sure shot. I thought George Foreman was going to get killed rated by Frazier. I thought Joe Frazier over here was going to whip George Foreman, but by golly, down went Frazier. Down went Frazier. Stop the fight! Stop the fight! Stop the fight!